And welcome to the Soul Space podcast with me, Alacia Gupta, a transformational coach and teacher who specializes in children and families who are highly sensitive.
Hello, and with me, Lucy Bailey. I am a author, spiritual healer, and now podcaster.
Yeah.
Ready to join.
And today we are going to be focusing on freedom. We're going to be looking at the concept of freedom and how we make sure that freedom is a priority in our lives. So the first thing I thought I'd talk about is like what freedom feels like and where it is on the emotional guidance scale. So Lucy and I will talk about the emotional guidance scale a lot. And if you want to have a look at it, just type into Google emotional guidance scale, Esther and Abraham Hicks. And basically, it's a scale of emotions with the good feeling emotions at the top and the ones that don't feel good in your body at the bottom. And in our last podcast, we really went into some depth about emotions, but we are going to do one on the emotional guidance scale itself because it's so important.
Definitely, it's 100%. I think that one of the most important images of to have in your heads is because it kind of opens up, doesn't it? It's in like a spiral at the top, and then it goes down, and it's just so interesting to look at those emotions and see where they are on the scale and go, well, yeah, no wonder I'm feeling a bit like off because they're right down there.
Yeah,
So we definitely do,
exactly.
yeah, we'll do one on that solely.
Yeah, and it's great for kids as well. So I've made a more simplified version for younger kids, and I've made one that's like a little bit more complex for older children. So this is a great visual for adults. I use it with adults and with children. It's absolutely brilliant. But basically, the concept of it is the good vibrating feelings. So the feelings that vibrate highest, because feelings and emotions have vibrations. So the ones that vibrate highest are the ones that feel the best in our bodies. So freedom and love and joy and authenticity are emotions that are right at the top of the scale. Freedom is one of the highest vibrating feelings that you can get. That's why it feels so good when you feel free.
Mm.
And that's why it feels so bad when you feel a lack of freedom.
Mm. Like
Because
trapped, or trapped in jobs, trapped in relationships, trapped in your emotions, not being able to release those. And I think the word freedom, it's like we was talking with me before about what we're going to speak about today. It's not just freedom as in like being free running about doing you know jumping amongst the like butterflies every day. Although you definitely need to make time for that. but but it's that kind of freedom of the soul of what you really want to be doing with your time. I think the freedom to do the things, just do the things, like the freedom to have the things. So it's like it's not just about taking money for an example. It's not just saying I want to have loads of money when I have loads of money, because you I think the kind of the feeling behind that is if you want loads of money so that you can have the freedom to travel, so you can have the freedom to spend more time with your family. Is Yeah, so freedom's a big
no,
topic, I think.
it's a massive topic. It's not actually about the money. So financial freedom is such a big area. Like so, and why wouldn't you want financial freedom?
Mm.
It's like, it's took me a long time to kind of decondition really from beliefs of, you shouldn't want more than what you have, and it's
I've got
selfish.
enough, so I don't want to be greedy. Some people are less fortunate, so be happy with what you have. And like gratitude is a huge part of getting more. Like being happy with what you have and happy now is a huge part of getting more, because it's
Mhm.
like I'm so happy with this, but wouldn't it be great if I can have this, and keep it flowing in.
Mm.
I want more. I am so abundant. Look what I have. Look, let more come to me, welcoming in more
Mm.
instead of
And I
blocking.
think because us being like honest as well and going, actually, I do want financial freedom. And what does that look like to me? Because freedom is going to be different to everybody.
Mm,
Okay, some people will want a really simple life. People, some people might want to live in a caravan, might want to live on the road, might want a little small holding, a very, very simple life. But some people might want, luxury and, gorgeous hotels and, designer clothes and, all of those things. And it's okay to want those things. It's
mm.
okay to want that.
But that's, I think, a very interesting point of, being okay with asking for those things.
Hmm.
Like when you kind of dig down and, be like, I want to feel free. I want that feeling of being free. But then also being honest with going, yeah, like it's okay to ask for things that you want. It's okay to, yeah, not be shy to ask for them
Mm. And
if
I
you do
think this
want
would be
those.
a really good activity for people to do actually, to actually, look at freedom, look at the word freedom. What does that mean to you? Like I'm seeing like a little bit of a spider
Yeah,
diagram. Just write the word freedom in the middle.
yeah,
And then whatever comes to your mind and let it come. There are no wrong answers, just let them come. Write everything around freedom.
mm,
What does it mean to you? Does it mean freedom to spend more time with your children? Does it mean more time with your friends?
mm.
Does it mean more holidays? Does it mean more, time doing what you love? You know?
Like we were saying about again the freedom of emotions as well, like just drawing it back to day freedom to have like to speak freely in your own home, or what does it mean to you to feel free like that? And it's it's different for everyone. And then it's like it's okay to be different for everyone because not everyone will have the same wants and desires and ideas for their life, for for their feelings that they want to bring in.
Mm. And I think that's just so important, isn't it? Especially when you're on the beginning of your kind of journey, your spiritual journey. It's like, how do I feel about these areas? And how do I feel about myself?
Mm.
And getting really honest about, right, how do I feel right now? And how do I want to feel? And what will help me to feel that way?
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of getting really honest. And where do you feel the most free? Is it around certain people? Because I'm telling you now, if you feel free around certain people, it means that you can be your authentic self.
And that is the self that you are going to want to be in. If you want to be vibrating high and feeling good, feeling great, like feeling amazing. I think what me and you, I think, have discovered is you can feel amazing. It's you can life is wonderful. We say it all the time, don't we? Like life
Yeah.
is there's so much lovely things in life to be thankful for, to make you feel good, to make you, so many of us have, you have families, you have friends, you have homes, and then I find, people are still in this turmoil of, feelings or emotions. And I think that is, I've lost where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I think noticing where you are is really important. And like what we were saying before about the people who you surround yourself with and you being your authentic self, like when you're with your best friends, right? And I mean those friends that you can be your weird, expressive, just
Yeah, don't need to watch
they,
what you say, don't need to filter anything. It's, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
those people who you can be around, you always feel amazing around them. Do you know what I mean? You can say the things that are on your mind. You can be a bit weird. You can move your body if you need to. Just those people who know you inside out. I mean, we're very lucky, aren't we, Lucy? Because we, can be that around each other
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
and we've got a very similar energy, and we uplift each other. And but if we hadn't have noticed that, then we might not have built that friendship. What I want you to do is I want you to notice those people who feel like freedom, who
Yeah.
feel like sunshine.
Yeah.
And this is something I wanted to ask you, like, what does it feel like? Because I know what it feels like to me, but what does it feel like to you, Lucy, when you feel like totally free? What's that feeling in your body?
I feel like it's peace and I feel like my head is clear. I think, like we've said before, our brains can be very overactive. And when I feel free, I feel, I just feel at peace and I feel like my brain is quiet. And I feel like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
such a nice space to be in. But it's weird, I think, because I think as we've just got into this conversation and like explored it a bit more, the word freedom, there's so many areas where you can feel free. And as you say, just the free flowing of who you are, the freedom to flow as who you are. Yeah, noticing where you kind of hold yourself back in certain situations. And I think we are trying to create in our lives just more and more situations where we can just be ourselves,
Mhm.
in our businesses and standing up there, standing up and just speaking freely about what we have found so kind of
Life changing.
life changing.
Life changing,
That
Lucy. Let's be
literally life.
honest. Life,
Let's be honest, yeah,
yeah, life
yeah,
changing. To me, it feels like expansive
yeah.
freedom. It feels like I'm trying to, I agree with all of those things. Ease, freedom of thought. I love
Mm.
that. But it feels expansive. It feels uplifting. It feels
But
like, oh,
exciting as well, and like exciting, like there's no walls, like so when being free, there's no energetic walls of like, oh, I can't do that, can I? Because like me and you are just like, why? Like, and we do generally always say that, don't we? Like we'll come up with an idea and we'll be like, yeah, all right, go for it, it's fine. Because we've got so good at knocking down those walls of like, oh, I can't do that, or it's only these people that do that, or
or
like,
how is that going to happen?
how is that going to happen? It's like, oh yeah, behind you 100%, hun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm all for it. What kind of energy do you want to bring in? Like, we'll like ramp it all up. But it's so yeah, I think the freedom as well, it opens every possibility.
Yeah, and it is open. It's an open feeling. You're right. It's a
Yeah.
free feeling. It's
Mm.
free to flow. It doesn't stop. It's not stagnant. So freedom is like a
Yeah,
free,
it's like flow, it's like this kind of energy, just the alchemy of it all going in, isn't it? Like whereas
yeah,
the feelings of being like trapped or again, not being able to move or being restricted, you're all like, oh, like I don't
hold
want to be
up.
like that. Yeah.
Hold up. And I
Yeah.
feel that a lot in my stomach because your stomach's your feeling center.
Mm.
So if you're highly sensitive like we are, like you're gonna feel a lot of things in your stomach. So you're gonna feel a bit sick or tummy aches or headaches. That's another sign. But freedom feels the opposite of like it's like an open like deep. I just took a deep breath then, but like an open, expansive in your chest and your whole body, feeling that energy moving through you. There's ease and flow to it.
There's ease and flow to it. Yeah.
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 And that
I
is,
think I feel like all of those emotions at the top of that of the scale. And I think maybe, yeah, we definitely will do like a whole separate video on that scale because it's so good. Um, I feel like those emotions do create that movement in your body. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
when there's love up there, like when you're in love and you're feeling love, like whether that's a partner, whether that's a child or a dog or a parent, whatever, when you're feeling love, it's very like, oh, this is nice, isn't it?
yeah.
Like,
I
it's
feel like when I'm
so
feeling love, my heart actually does feel like it's expanding. I can
expanding.
feel it in my chest. That's what it feels like to me. It honestly feels like, and it's like a rush coming up. So it does feel different from freedom. Love does feel different to
Oh,
me.
different. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean, like the way that they feel
move.
it, like the way that they move, those
Yeah,
energies, those higher vibration energies, the way
yeah,
that they move are so different to the lower ones.
yeah. The lower
We're
ones are more like
all like
stuck
sticky
or
and like stuck and like,
treacle,
yeah,
like walking through treacle. Like,
yeah, okay,
yeah,
yeah. So let's be in the light. Let's stay up here. Tell me how you have created freedom in your life.
right.
Like,
Okay. So, oh, so many different ways. My life is just so different from what it was. Like I have it's 11:11, by the way. 11:11.
exciting.
Love an angel number. Absolutely. So 11:11 means that you're on the right path and you're exactly where you should be. So love that so much.
Love that.
Um, so
So
I've
yeah, take us back to like,
yeah, so
years
I
ago.
used to, okay, so I used to be a teacher working 5 days a week. Absolutely adored it. I was a special needs teacher, I was a specialist teacher, working with children with additional needs. Absolutely loved it. And then when I had Arlo, everything changed. Everything changed. I this gorgeous being, my beautiful son came into my life and I did not want to be separated from him. Okay. I did not. And I was like, I don't want to put him in nursery 5 days a week. And, because teaching, I mean, it's even worse now, but it's not a child-friendly job. You are leaving the house by 7 o'clock. You're not home till 6:30. You have a lot of planning, and there's loads of additional work that goes alongside it. Um, so I was like, how am I going to, you know, I was like, I need to spend more time with my child. So that rocket of desire went out there. I didn't know
Mm.
how. I didn't know. This was at the very beginning of my spiritual journey. Yeah. And then an opportunity came to me about Tropic Skincare and joining Tropic Skincare. And it was sales and it was scary and it was my own business. And I was like, but how am I going to do this? I don't know anything about skincare. I don't know anything about. And I just had that feeling of do it, just do it. My husband thought I was absolutely bonkers, but I was like, just do it, Alacia. And I did. And that is one of the best decisions that I have ever made because I have a successful tropic business with like 50, women in my team. But that also then led me to the belief that I can own my own business.
Yeah,
And there,
that's a really good point, actually, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
and there is a different way. You don't have to go and work for somebody else to earn your money, which
Mm.
is what we're taught
Mm.
in the public system.
And I think it's the norm, isn't it? Like
It's the
it's the
norm.
norm for a lot of us to
Yeah,
just,
I mean, my mum and dad didn't have their own businesses, and my brother doesn't, and my aunties and uncles, everyone worked, everyone had a job. So, that's all I knew. So if that's all you know, and that's all you've ever been taught, and school don't get them started, that's a whole nother, we'll talk about that a whole nother time, the
Mm.
education system, because they want you to be worker bees. You're not taught any of this. You're not taught how to own your own business. You're not taught what
Mm.
the benefits are. And what I felt with that is I could go part-time then. So I went part-time in my teaching and I had, more time with my beautiful baby.
Mm.
And as he got older, I've wanted more and more time with him.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, he's got older, so,
It'll be all right
I
now, Again, that's absolutely fine. Like everyone, some women want to do that and have their careers, and that's absolutely fine. But I think it's all about the individual person is more important. I think what we want to try and just voice is that everybody has their own like viewpoint on things. Like that was your unique
yeah,
one. that's
That was
absolutely
my desire. Do you
had
know
to shut everyone else's opinions
I
out, because
know, and
that's
some
to
people
be like,
can't
well,
wait to
everyone
get.
else goes to work, so you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Everyone
some
else goes
people
to work,
can't
so you,
wait go to
you
go
know,
back to work, and that's
yeah,
also fine.
also fine. So I think
Also
that's very
fine.
important to remember, that everyone has their own, and that's why it is all so important to come back to you, like to come back to the individual person, because again, other people might be like, it's just other, those voices around can just
Mm.
see you, can't they? And yeah,
Yeah,
some people wanted to go into, but that, I think, yeah, your journey.
and the thing is for me, I have designed my life. Like people will be like, "Oh my God, you're so lucky you can pick Arlo up from school," or "You're
Yeah, I
so
think that's the,
lucky
yeah, that's,
that you get to do this. You're so lucky that you get to like, go on nice walks." And I'm not lucky. We are not lucky. We have created, you are the creator of your reality. Okay? I know that is hard to hear, but you are the creator of your reality.
that's a very strong point. I
It is
think
a strong point, but it's true.
very strong point.
And it's what we believe, it is what we believe. And
But you are the, I feel like there's a point where, we've all had this point on your journey, on your growth, on your whatever. But if you want this to be your point, or whatever your point might be, of going, like, whatever's happened there, that's fine. Like, where am I going now? Like, the decision's up to me. And it is like your life, the way that your life is down to you. Like,
mm,
you are only, limited by the beliefs that you might have, or things that you need to clear. Like, everything is possible for you. You
it
might,
really is.
it is,
It
yeah.
really is. And this is, I am not saying that it's easy.
It's not easy.
It isn't
It's
easy.
a
And for
choice.
some people who are like born into horrendously traumatic situations, like I've obviously got a different experience than I have, but I have created this life for myself.
Mm,
This is what I have created from knowing what I want, knowing, focusing on what I want, focusing what I want, focusing on the gratitude, feeling the feelings of low vibration, feeling like crap, feeling, this going wrong, that going wrong, picking yourself up again, not being a victim. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want?
mm,
And creating those pockets of freedom throughout the day. And I know you're really, really good at this, Lucy, because I'm now, I have all the freedom because I've got my two businesses and I don't have a job that I go into. So it is easier for me to find those pockets of freedom because I've
mm.
got more time.
But I think the example for freedom, like we've spoke about it before, you know, you're like, I get to go to the butcher's and get some food to make a
Yeah.
nice dinner. Like, I get to go on a walk whenever I want to go on a walk. I get to have a bath in the middle of the day. And it's like, yeah, like, this is your
I
life.
get to,
Like,
pick my child up from school, which is
you
so
hold up from
important to
school.
me. I
Yeah.
get to, I get to have lovely conversations with amazing women. I get to, share my gifts with the world. I get to record videos. I get to work with children. I get to speak to like-minded ladies who are, inspirational. I get to have a cup of tea whenever I want to. I get to go to the toilet whenever I want to. I get to go on holiday whenever I want to. I don't have to ask anyone. I was always terrible at being managed, always terrible at being managed because freedom is in my soul
Yeah.
hugely. It is
Yeah.
hugely in my soul.
Yeah.
So, but it's not happened. This has happened over 7 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. Like, that's a long time. But it's, I think that just relentless belief in what we believe is like, it's all going to work out. Like, literally, this is how we talk, isn't it? Like, when we talk on, like, if we, before we did this, it was like we'd just talk on the phone, chatting and bigging each other up and going, yes, of course, and sprinkling magic on our dreams, by each of us. But it's like we genuinely talk like that. Like, all the good things are happening to me. Like, we're conscious of the narrative that we put out, and how, how we want to feel every day. Like
Mhm.
it's
And consciously
consciously,
making sure that we start the day. So Lucy, because you're obviously time freedom because you have a job. So how do you make sure that you have those pockets of freedom, throughout the day that maybe when you're working and things like that?
yeah. So I was thinking of this actually the other day. So I work part time. I'm really lucky that you know, that works for me at the moment. That works for my family, and it's it's a job I really enjoy. It's not my sole journey, but it's part of that because I do really enjoy it and love it. Um, but for me, I was thinking the other day. I mean, I've said before about my morning time. I
Yeah.
always have that morning time because that's just mine, and it is important to me to have that. So that's a pocket.
So what do you do in the mornings? I think that will help people. What do you do to
I always
create
big
that
myself
sense?
up in the morning. So I'll always sit and look out the window, or late as the weather's been nicer, I've been sitting outside, wrapped in a blanket, um, and I will feed gratitude on myself. I will be grateful for my life, and just like really off. Just I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. I won't try and think about anything that I've got to do that day. I'm literally checking in and realigning with where I'm going, reminding myself in the morning of where I'm going, as in spiritually.
Can I just tell you, I shared something the other day. I don't know if you saw this, but bird song.
Yeah, I shared that.
Did you share that too?
Did you share it too? Who shared
Yes.
it first?
I don't know. We do this all the time, by the way. We're always sending each other like the same videos and stuff. But anyway, like birdsong is healing.
Hmm.
Like it is healing. So if you are lucky enough to be able to hear birds in the morning, get out there and just listen to the bird song. It is such a calming, grounding, wonderful experience. I would highly recommend also not looking at your phone
Oh, 100% don't look at your
because
phone.
what
No, I
I
didn't. Do
found
not look at your phone.
is as soon as I look at my phone, I'm looking at a message, I'm answering the message, I'm looking at my emails, I'm answering my emails, I'm looking on
Yep.
Facebook, I'm scrolling through
That
Facebook, and
first hour or 45 minutes, whatever you can get, do not look at your phone. It can wait. It can
yeah.
wait. And again, we're doing like a chat about the phones and the kind of availability of that that's unhelpful. Um, but yeah, so that's a pocket that's really important to me that I find really helps me. Um,
Can I just tell what I do? So
yeah,
first thing I do in the morning before I open my eyes, I will like, oh, the birds are singing. How wonderful to be woken up with a bird singing. Oh, the bed. Oh, it feels so good. This bed is the comfiest bed. Just really easy thoughts. Okay. Don't start thinking about like, oh my God, money or oh my God, this. Find the easiest thoughts that come to you, easiest thoughts for you. Okay. And let that flow. Oh, I'm so, oh, Arlo will be up soon. And what a gorgeous boy I've got. I just find those really easy to think about thoughts. And if something comes in, I just, that's not helpful, I'll just say, nope, off you pop. You're not needed today. I'm just really feeling into the gratitude of where I am right now and how amazing that is
mm,
before I even open my eyes.
yeah, before you even get out of bed. Yeah, it
And I think that just sets your day off so well.
does.
So, so well. And I
It
love
does.
journaling. I know you like journal. I don't do that every day. I don't
Yeah.
journal every day. Sometimes I'll just think about it. Sometimes I'll say it out loud.
Mm,
Sometimes I'll say it to the mirror, say it to myself.
mm.
It's really good to say affirmations to yourself in the mirror. Another thing I heard the other day, which I've been doing, Lucy, which is so funny, is high-fiving yourself in the mirror.
Brilliant.
Okay. So, and
Brilliant.
this was a neuroscientist who was saying this. So, if you high five yourself in the mirror, right, it's the neurological pathways in your brain is like saying, oh, you've done something good. Because
Really?
if you think about when do you high five someone?
When something good happens. So
Yeah.
instantly like, oh, something
You,
good's happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Yeah. Amazing. You've done well. Good job. Good job.
Nice.
So when you high five yourself, even though it feels a bit stupid, your brain tells you that you've done a good job and you get that boost of like good feeling
Nice.
hormones, endorphins and stuff. How fun is that?
It's a great trick. It's a
Great.
great brain trick.
I mean, I talk to myself in the mirror, say affirmations, and then high five myself. Marlon thinks I'm absolutely fucking mental. So
My kids think I'm insane, but
yeah, people
I
will
take that
think
as
you're mental if
yeah.
carry on our journey. They will.
They
Great. We've
will.
said about getting
You
on
know
the
what?
crazy
I feel
train.
like one day they'll really, they do, they love me really, but they're like, "Mum, stop singing. Do you have to wake us up by singing every day? Do you have to sing with every, like, what are you doing dancing like that? Like, I, but I feel like it's, yeah, I've got good energy and I
You've
like to
got
let it
great
out, show
energy, and
them.
you're
But I'm not
not
going to
going
hide it from them.
to
And what
turn
do you want me to
yourself
ditch
down
my
for
energy
anyone.
to my children? No, thanks.
No thanks. Go on. How else then? How else? So we've
So I
got our
think
mornings.
I went on to thinking the other day about kind of the way that I've laid out my life now, because I'm always like searching for a better feeling, like not as in I'm not happy at that feeling, but like I'm always like, oh, that's a little bit of a niggle. Let's try and iron that out. So yeah, I've had my job for maybe a year and a half now, but then I've shifted some of my shifts around, like literally to suit so that I'm in the best energy when I'm there, um, and create more freedom at home. And I was thinking the other day, I was like, okay, both my kids are at school. I could maybe, get a different job, bring in more money. This was what was going around in my head. Just get a normal job, get some more money just flowing in. Like I could do that. And then I was like, no, but I've worked so hard to create the life that I want with them. Like I want to have some time when they're at school so I can, go out for lunch with friends, go for walks, do whatever I want to do during the day. Like it's my life too. Like I don't just have to, be constantly machinery wise for everybody else. Um, and when they come home from school, like it's important to me to be there presently. And I was speaking to someone about this over the weekend. So obviously it was half term, and the house was just chaos. Like there was stuff that we couldn't see a dining table, you couldn't see the kitchen sides. There was washing everywhere, and I was like, oh god, like people probably keep a track on this day by day, but I'm just not that person. And I was having this
When
conversation with
you're
someone.
on your own, Luce, when
Yeah,
it's just you, isn't it?
yeah.
So
Yes, I'd had them full for a week. Like I'd had work in between that as well on my own. But we'd had such a fun time. Like we had such a good time. But I had to spend so much time cleaning it. But it was, yeah, the conversation I had, it was that I, I like to be present when I have them. But I like to be as present as I can. Like I don't not do anything when they're around. But like if it can wait, I let it wait. Like I create that, oh, I'd rather go and sit with you and paint in the garden, or I'd rather go and make cakes with you. In like the washing can wait until next week, or do you know what I mean? And it like
absolutely, honey.
what
Absolutely.
I
Like,
feel like
what do you
would
think
be
kids
win.
remember?
Yeah,
What do you think kids remember most? It's
yeah,
the time we spent with them. And when I say time, I don't mean time like where you're like, oh, just wait 1 minute, wait 1 minute, wait, wait. No, put your phones away when you're with your kids. That is honestly, that's one of my biggest tips to you is put your phone away when you are consciously spending time connecting with your children. Even if it's watching a film, you know, try to put your phone away because as soon as you do this, so if you're having that connection activity, you're playing a game or something, as soon as you look at your phone, rather than have that, what you're saying to your child is that this phone is more important than what you've got to say. That is what it's saying to them
yeah.
psychologically.
And
So
I think I was no, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. It's but it's also whatever else is important. So it would be. I was finding there was so many lovely moments over half term where because there was no rush of school, it was I could one of them would be saying something to me and I'm totally there. Like I'm there. Like, oh, okay, like, yeah, let's go and do that then. Or how did you feel about that? Or whatever it might be. Like that's the kind of parent I want to be. And I think
Conscious and present.
conscious and present. So I could, but also again, I don't, the work that I do next to my job, the work, my spiritual stuff, my Reiki stuff, my writing and things, the stuff that I do alongside that gives me such lovely energy that I then feed onto them. So it's like, no, I'm not going to take that away. Yes, it might not, yeah, but it's also kind of in relation to me, like what I want to be, yeah, just kind of
Yeah, it makes you happy to do
creative.
that. And do you
Yeah,
know what? For some people, they would need to clean their home
yeah,
in order for them to be able to be present with their children.
yeah,
Again, it's knowing yourself. If you know that you won't be able to stop thinking about the mess of the house, do you know, if then absolutely clean it. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
give yourself a bit of a break. Does it matter if it's not spotless? Does it
Mm,
really matter? Has anyone died? No. Do you know what I mean? Does it
yeah.
really matter? If the answer is yes to
If the
you,
answer is yes to you, that's it, and that's the point, isn't it? I think, you know, knowing yourself and knowing, what you're, I was saying to this person I was chatting to, like I was like, I'm not lazy that I've not done the washing or tidied up. I've now spent 6 hours when the kids are not here doing it. Um, it's literally because there's only so many hours in the day.
but
And instead of like,
what BS is that we've been fed? The reason why you feel the word lazy there
yeah,
is that we are taught in society, if you're not busy doing, doing,
I'm not
doing, doing,
busy. Yeah,
as a
yeah.
woman, okay, you should be cleaning the house, sorting tea out, sorting the kids out, working, having a career, boss business, do you know, like
Mm,
doing all these things. So, making sure everyone's emotionally, it's just impossible.
yeah.
Actually impossible.
Yeah, but
And
that's why people get burnt out. That's why women, we- this is what we're gonna again elaborate so much on that, you know, the way that we live is so important. It's literally it needs to be honed in to your personal situation. But those, expectations of what's around you, they're really damaging. They're, you do not have time to do everything. Like, and again,
all
there's,
the energy. And if you're
yeah,
feeling
the energy, like
overwhelmed,
what's left here. Like you've
yeah,
literally got like this much energy from the day, and then it's like, right, okay, this much is the housework, this much is the, chores, this much is whatever else we might need to do. And then it just goes down. You've literally got a certain amount of energy every day. If you just use it all with doing, I feel, allowing that space to just like be, allowing that space to just be together, like unstructured. That's what I think my kids, really thrive from as well. They just the unstructured. Like sometimes we'll just stay home and then we'll be like, oh, should we go and do this? Yes, because we've got the freedom
freedom.
to do that.
It's
We've got the
just that
freedom to do that.
absolute free flow freedom, isn't it?
And I like that. I
And
did again the pressures of like, oh, what have you got planned for the half term, or what are you going to do? It's like I don't know yet. Like we'll see. Like I'm
see how
very
we
going.
feel.
Like,
See how we
we'll
feel
see.
because some days you might not feel like doing nothing. You might want to just put your
Yeah,
pajamas on and watch films all day, and that's okay. And then some
yeah.
days you might want to go on an adventure.
Freedom to choose. Like freedom
Freedom
to
to
choose what
choose. It's
you do.
just incredible. Just what you were saying there, and that's really important because I do this quite a lot, the energy drainers. Okay, so it's good to know what drains your energy and also what fills your battery up.
Mm,
So I explain it like a battery with the people that I work with. And when your battery gets drained, it's usually the things that drain your energy. So it might be school, it might be work, it might be family members, it might be doing the housework, it might be, whatever it is for you, having an argument or, these are all drainers, okay? But then it's so important to know what fills your battery up.
mm,
What fills your battery up? Is it, you know, listening to a podcast? Is it reading a book? Is it going out in nature? Is it listening to birdsong? Is it taking a bath? Is it going for a shower? Is it going for a run? Is it exercising? Is it hugging your child? Is it stroking your cat? Like, what fills up your battery? And if
Mm.
you don't know this, you need to figure it out. You really need to figure it out.
Need to figure it out.
You do.
You need to figure it out. You really, really do. Like you need to, and I think, yeah, we sometimes you don't, yeah, you don't know what fills you up, but you do need to figure it out because otherwise you'd be like, someone would be like, oh, do this. Yeah, but then you do it and it's like, oh, it's not really filled me up then. Or you'll, you need to check in and just do things and go, what do I feel like doing? Like, oh, I really enjoyed that. Yeah. So knowing what gives you energy and what takes your energy,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why we
I'm
get
seeing like a
up.
visual for that. I feel like that could be an
Yeah.
activity.
Yeah.
Again, but it's just, and it just is coming back to that knowing yourself
Yeah.
and doing the things that are good for you. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like every time we come back to this,
Yeah.
like, wherever we go, we always come back to self and we always come back to what makes you happy,
Yeah.
right? Do you know what makes you happy? And do more of that.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
do more of that
Yeah.
because if you do more of that, you're going to feel happier, you're going to feel freer, the people around you are going to benefit from it.
Yeah. Just because you want to be happy, like that's ultimately that's what you want to do. You come onto this earth to live a happy life, like not to struggle, not to
To
one.
experience joy, to experience joy. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
We are here to, feel free. Like I felt that like emotion then again to feel
I
the
felt the expansion. And before you said
yeah.
that, I just felt expansion is also the reason for being here.
Yeah, so to be able to feel free, to feel joy, so we can expand and grow as physical humans and as spiritual, non-physical as well. But if we don't feel free, then we can't experience joy. And if we don't experience joy, we can't expand and grow.
Nice. Well said. Well said, that was.
That was, wasn't it? But that's it, isn't it? We have to find what makes us feel free so we can feel joyful and we can expand and grow
Yeah.
and then repeat the cycle. And then we've got contrast in there as well. So contrast is all the crap that happens, basically. It's all the crap that happens. And we're not saying that we have a life that isn't filled with contrast because it really, really is.
It really is.
It
It
really is.
really,
It really, really is.
it really is.
We've had a
But
lot,
we have relentless
relentless.
belief
Yeah.
in these teachings, in this guidance that you can feel so much joy in your life. You can bring so much joy. You can bring so much magic. And we have got such dreams and such hopes for what we're bringing into our life, which it just feels so juicy and so nice to want to just fill your life with those things. Like just allow yourself like care about yourself that much that you're like, yes, I deserve this, yes, I want this. Like,
Mm, I love that so much. Absolutely love that. Right. What do you think? Have we got anything else to say?
no, so no, I
I
think we've
think
said
that's a really lovely end.
that's a good end. Yeah,
I think that's a
you
really,
deserve this, like you deserve to feel happy. It does all come back down to you. It comes back down to you and what you want for your life and how much you desire to be happy and to feel joy. And ultimately, that was always my goal, to feel joy, pure, happiness.
Mm.
And
And
I
you have to
do.
be brave.
You have
You
to be
have to
brave.
be brave. You don't get this amount of freedom and joy by not being brave. I'm
Um,
telling you, I
and
scare.
not just going for it and not care. Like sometimes you do things and it doesn't work, but if you don't do it, you're never gonna know. You're never gonna doing things and starting something and going, oh, okay, well, I'm going to change that. If you don't step out there and be bold and be brave and believe in yourself, if that is something that you want to do, and not that, you have to do anything really other than be, but
Mm. And you
if
know
you
what? If you can't believe in yourself, like take our belief, right? Because we believe in you. We totally believe in you. Whatever your dream is, I believe in that 100%. And I believe that you can do it. And I know that you can do it. And I know that it's there for you. And I know it was put there for a reason. And you should follow that. You should follow that.
and
So,
we will be behind you. I think this is what we've discussed so many times. Like me and Alacia, we have this unique energy um when we work with people that we see people's souls and we just do that, like just up, like give you so much support that like that you can just feel what we feel, how much love that you have, how wonderful you are, because every soul
incredible.
is wonderful, incredible, amazing. And having that support and that magic shoved at you, that's what we do in our work. Like we see how amazing you are, and it's just a really, yeah, like that kind of we ignite that. We What we want to do is ignite in you the belief that we see already,
Yeah.
and the potential that we already see. That's what we
That's
want to do.
already there inside of you.
Yeah,
So we're not giving you anything.
no,
You know what I mean?
no,
We're not, it's already there. You've
yeah,
already got it inside you.
yeah.
So yeah. So
That was a lovely way to end.
amazing, wasn't it? Right. Well, let's say bye then. Have a
Okay.
wonderful rest of the day, whatever you are doing. We love you so much. Mwah,
Thank
mwah.
you so much for listening.
So much listen. We'd absolutely love your feedback as well. We love reading any comments that you have, any feedback, please. We love that. If anything resonated with you, if anything landed with you, we really, really want to hear it,
Definitely.
because that just really encourages us, doesn't it? We love it.
100%. 100%. Oh, love to you all.
Bye. Love
Love to
you.
you all.
Bye.
Bye.